We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to let you know that in just a moment I am going to talk about Cara Brooke, owner of Seint Beauty, as if I know her. I do not know Cara Brooke. Let me just put out this disclaimer. It is going to sound like I think I do, but I have read a lot about her. I've followed her for a long time. I've watched her videos and read things about her, and so I'm sharing some information with you, but it is going to sound like I'm talking about one of my BFFs. So now we return you to your regularly scheduled broadcast.
Hi, it's Bethany again. I am making a video about what is a color match and why do you need one. You need a color match in order to be able to begin using Seint and to be satisfied with the products that you receive. Once you have your base foundation palette, you can go crazy with it and try different colors at different times of the year and choose different highlight and contours based on, do you want a more dramatic look or do you want something softer, etc. But up front, what you want to do to help you understand how to work with the makeup, and so that you can see, wow, this really does take me from barefaced everyday skin with all of my dark under eye circles, and I have some broken capillaries under my nose and redness in my cheeks, to what I think is a pretty flawless finish, in my opinion. I'm very happy with the makeup. I hope that you can see in the video that I'm making now that my main color is very close to my neck. That was very, very difficult for a really, really fair white girl to achieve for a really long time. That was one of my biggest pet peeves. And so it goes back for me probably to back when I was in real estate and had a little more time on my hands than I do now. And I followed a lot of blogs. At that time, I guess I was rounding the corner on 40 and starting to see some changes in my skin and in my facial structure, right? I started to see some little jowly things going on over here, and I don't even know what's going on here. And so I started to follow some beauty blogs to see what's out there, what's different, what could I do different. And I came across Cara Brooke. She had a makeup blog called Mascara Beauty, like a play on her name, Mask Cara. Her name is Cara. But one of the things Cara did as a young girl, she had dreams since she was 7, and her first science project had something to do with changing the beauty industry forever, right? She knew that that's what she wanted to do. And she became a makeup artist at some point in her 20s, and she had catapulted herself onto Victoria's Secret runway shows and angel shows. Remember those angel shows? I used to even like to watch the little sexy girls in their drawers. And so she would do their makeup. And what she noticed was that what is available to all women in department stores, in Ulta stores, in Sephora, etc., are powder-based products for the most part to try to highlight and contour. And she noticed that most of these foundations and concealers, although liquid-based of sorts, were still very drying and did not achieve true blendability. She knew this and found that in the professional makeup world, at the level of Victoria's Secret, etc., they were using these palettes of creams that were specially made by and for these makeup artists to the stars. They were cream palettes that, just like an artist would, a makeup artist, would take their little brush and tap into different colors to achieve the exact perfect foundation that the person being displayed on the stage or in a movie or a TV show or commercial would need to look their best, to have that lit from within glow and blended contour that didn't just look like a harsh brown line on their face, or poorly muddy blended powders that just are terrible. And so she thought, we should bring this to the world. We should bring this to all women. She started to develop at that time her own makeup line, and she wanted to sell it through her own website to women just like you and I. And so she did that. And I was super excited to see that. She, initially had just like the little 4 compact, the little 4 palette. And, she would tell you put your highlight and your contour and your illuminator and your lip and cheek, your blush and your lip color all in one packet. And I was like, oh my God, I really want to try this. And she had talked about how she worked so hard to make sure that she kept it clean, cruelty-free, paraben-free, sulfate-free, all this kind of stuff, to make sure that what we were putting on our faces were not adversely affecting our skin. And so I really wanted to try it. And so I kept trying to buy that makeup, and it was always sold out. She had a very small range of colors at that time when she first launched. I mean, I think she launched it out of her home, her garage, right? And I could never get my hands on it. Shortly after all that was going on, I decided to make a life change, went back to school, got my master's in theater, and that took me a couple of years, and I've been teaching for several years. And so it's been several years since I had even run into her makeup, and so I was really excited when Wendy invited me to be a part of her 3D Glam Girl beauty group, and I started to watch her videos on how to put this makeup on, and I was like, oh my God, now people are like selling it. I can get this now. I can get my hands on it, because before it was sold out all the time. So yay. So that's my short story, I hope short, as to how I was first introduced to the makeup, and then how I was reintroduced to the makeup by Wendy, who was so going back to Kara, she created this makeup, and when she did this and decided that she wanted to take it to all women, places like Sephora and Ulta came running like, hey, we want to carry your products. The different colors have different textures depending on what type of product it is. And so there's a learning curve. You need to know how to use this makeup. And so she could not see putting all this makeup on the shelves at Ulta and Sephora and have people go and say, oh, I think I'm going to try this. Take it home and it looks like poo-poo because it's not the right color. And then you just believe you don't like that makeup, right? Most of us will try something once, and when it doesn't work for us, well, I'm returning that and I'm gonna try the next thing. So she believed so much in her product that she told all the Sephoras and the Ultas that wanted to give her $1 billion contracts, no, I don't wanna do that. That's not how I wanna do it. So that's why having an artist is important. Somebody that's working for you to help you find those perfect colors for you, and to help you in the application process too, to let you know, here's where you would put this color, here's where you would put that, here's how you would blend with what brush or tool. And so to start, you can either get an in-person match where I come to you or you come to me, and we can play with all the colors and see what you and I think, ooh, wow, look, based on your skin tone, based on your skin needs, this is just the perfect color, the perfect fit for you. Or it's as easy as taking a selfie at home and submitting it to my color match form. That's it. The picture comes to me. I take a look at your picture, compare those colors. I'm going to ask you some questions about your skin. Is it dry? Is it oily? So on and so forth. And so I'll take all those things into consideration, as well as your skin tones, and come up with the perfect color matches and color correcting, foundation, contour. I'll give you all the options up front. So it's just that easy to take a selfie and send it in. So now I'm going to talk you through how to take the best selfie you can to send to me to get the most perfect color match that we are capable of doing digitally. We can do this together.
So the first step is to stand facing a sunny window about 2 to 3 feet away, preferably with open blinds. Put your phone in your hand, put your arm straight out in front of you with that phone at eye level. Reach out and touch the screen near your face so that the camera will focus on your face, and click your picture. If you are closer than 2 to 3 feet from that window, all of that natural sunlight will absolutely wash out your face. It will cast some shadows around your eyes, and we will not get a great color match. While you want to be 2 to 3 feet away from that window, you also want to make sure that you're facing it, because if you are sideways, it will throw shadows on at least half of your face. And again, not a good way to color match. And if you thought facing the window from the side throw shadows, take a look at what happens when you put the window to your back. It seems like it should be common sense, but all too many times we feel like we're in a bright room because that sunlight is pouring in. We may have lights on in the room. We think it's bright. We snap the picture. Check your picture before you send it in to make sure it is a true depiction of your skin tone. As you can see, your back to the window will not give you a good shot of your skin. Good Lord, outside direct sunlight is absolutely ridiculous. No one should ever take a picture of themselves in this way and send it to anyone else, including myself. But when you get it right, you'll know it. You can see that here I'm standing 2 to 3 feet away from the window. That camera is at eye level. I have touched the camera to make sure that the camera focuses on the light on my face. You'll also notice in this picture I used portrait mode. That's a tip for you. It is a good way to have everything behind you blurred, but your face in focus. It even almost sometimes looks like it has softened the picture as such because that background is so much softer, but it is not a filter. It is actually focusing on your face. When I zero into that picture, I can see every line in my face. So know that it's not a filter. The other thing I need y'all to notice is that a V-neck shirt of some sort, a low-cut shirt of some sort. I don't need to see all your goodness, but your neck and some of your chest is important when I color match. So do make sure you get face, neck, and some of your chest in that picture. Make sure that your hair is not interfering with your face in any way, but also a ponytail won't help me either. I am going to use some of the colors in your hair to choose some of the colors for your face as well. So all of those things put together make up your facial tones. And then don't forget the number one rule: do not be embarrassed. You have seen multiple awful pictures of my face, and so far, do not be embarrassed to send me a selfie like I was when I first started using Seint. No makeup, no filters, no shadows. That's what I need to get a perfect color match for you. I want you to love this makeup as much as I do.
So I've been talking all about a color match. I've told you how to take the best selfie possible so that I can give you the best color match possible. But what the heck is really a color match? What does it look like? And what can you expect from me? So I just want to show you this really quickly. This is the standard 410. This is what we're building to. All of these colors put together are your foundation. And so, of course, they're creams. Each one fits in these little tins. I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what they are and where to put them. So the first color you see here is usually going to be a color corrector. If you've told me that you have redness, if you have under eye circles, if you have dark spots, then you will see a color corrector here in that first spot of your palette, because that's going to be your first step. If you have not listed those issues on your color match form, then you will not see that here. I will suggest a lip and cheek or an illuminator or some Bella bronzer based on your other preferences. But for our intents and purposes here, I'm just going to show you if you were given a color correction color. I will also give you some brush suggestions in your color match. And so for example, I have a little bit of redness. And so I am going to take that color corrector that I use a contour color called Aspen for my redness. So I had a little bit of redness going on. I got my eyebrows waxed recently, and so I could see a few little red dots in there. And that Aspen has a green undertone that will take those right out. And so I'm using this Buffy brush. It's nice and dense, It's got a nice angle on it, so I can get right up in there under my nose with all those broken capillaries. And I just put the thinnest layer of this color correcting contour, all in those areas where I'm red. Now I'll be honest and say that you can still see some pink here because I just rubbed a brush on my face. That is gonna subside, and I promise you that that color corrector has taken away the redness, although I still see some on this tip of my nose. And so you know what? When you see a little more, you go dab some back on there, and you anywhere you might, oh, I missed a spot, go put some more color corrector. So that is your first layer. So the next layer is going to be the second color, which is contour color. This is a foundation. It's going to be used just like any other foundation. It's just about where you put it. This is going to be the darkest color that you are offered. I'm going to show you really quickly on myself. See that? That's where I put it. Right on the underside of my jawbone. I'm gonna go put that here. I'm showing you how to apply it with a brush, but you can always dot it on, rub it on with your finger. It doesn't matter, you know why? Because we're gonna blend it out. So whether you like the finger method, whether you like the brush method, right? I like it under my, pick up enough there. I like it under my jaw to get some definition there. Sometimes I like it on my nose if I'm being real fancy. Maybe not every day, but sometimes when I want to straighten or thin out my nose, I'll take that same contour color. And sometimes when I want a nude lip, I'll outline my lips with it. For a fuller lip look. The next color we're going to talk about is here. This is your main foundation highlight. It will be lighter than the contour, and it will be darker than this color over here we'll talk about in a minute. This is considered a highlight in Seint terminology, but this is your main foundation color. I'm going to indicate all of these colors to you on your color match response. And so that main color gets dotted on. I go up the jawline. I'm not getting full coverage yet. I'm just putting dots on my face. I'm going around the brow bone. You can do this with your finger too. You're welcome to do it with your finger. Lots of people do. I've gotten to where I use specific brushes, and so there you have it. That's where your main foundation goes. So have we seen color correction is underneath to get rid of redness, dark circles, dark spots. Contour is going to define your bone structure at the nose, on the forehead, at the cheekbones, and under the jaw. Main highlight running all the way across the jaw. Kind of makes a V here up the cheekbones. We wrap around the eyes, and I take it up the nose, sides of the nose, right? All right, now, last color. This here, lightest highlight color in your palette. This is considered your brightening highlight, right? Because we're looking for that 3D foundation. That's what Kara was talking about all those years ago, is creating a 3D face. We've all used foundations for years, and we get a nice flat look. Well, she has taught us that it's better to have a three-dimensional face than one flat look. So that brightening highlight, while I was talking, you could see I placed it at the chin, I ran it up the center of the nose, I placed it at the center of my brows, and I tucked a scooch under my eyes, right? Not too much. That's it. That's your color match. These are the colors that will match your face the best according to that fantastic selfie. That my favorite brush to blend with is this blush and bronzer brush. It's fantastic. I take the smaller end. I always go into my contour first. You'll also notice that after I applied my color corrector, that I applied my contour. The reason for that is that your contour is going to be much denser. It's a thicker foundation product, but that's the only color that's here on my cheek. There's nothing underneath it, right? We're still just working with one layer of makeup. It's just different colors in different places on the face, right? That contour goes on first because it is dense and it needs time to heat up on your skin to blend like butter. So put it on there first and then buff it out. Now, I am going to give you some blush suggestions. So where would you put blush? You would take your blush. We're just tapping in, and then we go back in and we blend the blush right above. We don't want to erase that contour line because that's what's giving us our 3D look. Now I think I've got too much right there. No problem. You know why? It's cream makeup. Go back in with that highlight brush and take them off. So there you have it, a 3D look in minutes. So what can you expect from me? When I am finished with your color match, you will receive an email, and in that email is going to be 4 pages of choices for you. The first page is going to include the top 3 things that you absolutely must have, and that will always be the contour, the main highlight, and your brightening highlight. So you may wonder, do I need 2 foundation colors? Well, you absolutely do. For one, you can achieve a 3D look without a main highlight and a brightening highlight to pull those high points forward. And also, when your skin tone is warmer in the summer or cooler in the winter, you can use those 2 colors to always achieve a perfect match. Next, I will give you some brush choices based on whether or not you tell me you like full coverage or a natural coverage. I will give you some brush suggestions to help you achieve that look. On the second page, I will give you lots of options based on your preferences in lip and cheek colors, based on whether or not you like to illuminate or bronze. I'll also offer you some suggestions for eyeshadow based on your eye color. The third page will include some of your interests, whether or not you have expressed interest in skincare, or if you have discussed mattifying. This is where you'll find information about powder choice. I will also tell you about my favorites. Some of my favorites include the Stay Spray and the Brush Cleanser are just tops on my list of must-haves. So I hope that this video has been informative. You now know a little bit more about Seint and Cara Brooke, our founder and my BFF in my own mind. You now know how to take the perfect selfie to get the perfect color match. You now have seen a basic palette of 4. You've seen what they are, what Seint calls them, where to place them on the face for a quick 5-minute look. And you now know what you can expect from me in your color match email. But please reach out with any questions that you may have, and I so look forward to turning you into a Seint addict just like me. Bye, BFFs.